Hey everyone, it's Tony here with Nerds Never Sleep, and I'm doing another unboxing for you today. Kind of digging out some of my older stuff that I have still to unbox, and going with this awesome looking Kotobukiya piece, and he's a big boy. This is the ARTFX J Hawks from My Hero Academia. Now, a while back, I think it was actually last year, I actually unboxed this one, which was Bakugo, and this was the ARTFX J version 2. Now, previously Kotobukiya had done kind of a base level ARTFX J series for the original, the OG My Hero cast, which was, they had, Deku, they had All Might, they had Aravity, they had Shoto, they had Toga, and I think they had Dabi and Shigaraki as well as All Might. And these were just kind of like standard pose, basic on a little flat base, nothing really fancy about them. And I'm kind of glad I didn't buy those, because then they showed this new series, which were a little bit more expensive, but they had these dynamic poses, these dynamic bases, and they just looked a lot more, fun. So I did not regret waiting on the Bakugo. The Bakugo came out phenomenal. Like I said, if you want to check this one out, I did do an unboxing of that. I think it was in 2022 when I did his unboxing. But I do have Hawks, I have Deku, and I do have Todoroki as well. I think as of right now, these are the only 4 that they've released. I know they do have Aizawa coming out, I think, is the next one in this particular set. So, but I was always pretty excited to get this one. I think he was actually the first one in the series that I got, and it just kind of, again, fell by the wayside like a lot of these do with so many collectibles. You kind of have so much time. So today we're going to take a look at him together and see if he looks as good as Bakugo does. So I'm going to bring you guys in, show you the box right now, which has some really cool kind of flair to it, and then we're going to open them up, put them together. All right, so as you can see here, it's a pretty big box. While I'm sitting, it's almost as tall as me. And I'm not that tall anyways, but as you can see here, it's got a big window in the front. It does say Hawks. It's a 1/8 scale pre-painted statue. And this is, again, part of the Kotobukiya ARTFX J line from My Hero Academia. Now, it has a little window up top too. I'll show you that in a minute. But here we've got on the side, we've got some, almost they look like manga panels or comic book panels almost, with different positions of the statue. And here on the back, we've got a larger kind of zoomed in picture of his face and a full on look at the whole collectible put together. It says Plus Ultra up top here. Looks kind of cool. And then we've got some windows here that are almost paneled out as well, which is kind of a cool little thing. Like I said, the box on these look pretty cool. So up top, I'm going to roll it rack and rack again here. Up top, you've got another kind of, ooh, he's heavy. You got another little window here looking like a another kind of dialogue box of, usually an exclamation. So it looks pretty cool as well. And that's about it for Hawks's box here. So we're going to go ahead right now. We're going to cut him open and take a look at what's inside. All right. So as usual, these are taped shut. A couple little pieces of tape. Cut those open. And we're going to open this up. And now he is pretty heavy. Much heavier than Bakugo was. So I can imagine, I think the dimensions of this is that he's actually 17 inches tall when you put him together. So he's a big boy. Like I said, much bigger than what Bakugo was. And there's a lot of plastic here. I'm going to try to do it without making too much noise. As you can see, inside this box, it's just My Hero, Plus Ultra, Hawks, Plus Ultra, Crash, all kinds of little sound effect dialogue boxes, which is pretty cool. And again, he did have a big box. This thing is definitely hefty. So now here it looks like we've got several layers. We've got his wings on one layer. We've got his base and the whole figure and his swords in the other layer. It looks like we've got some spare headphones and some sunglasses as well. So I'm going to look and see where I've got to cut on this tape from. We do have some instructions here. So we do get some instructions for if you would want to change his head and stuff like that. It shows you how. where you can put his glasses on. So I'm going to let you guys see the manual real quick, because I'm going to probably need it as well. Oh, it actually doesn't look, there's much to it. So it's here, it's got a little instruction thing on how to put his wings in, which should be pretty self-explanatory, and how to take the front of his face off, I guess, and change out his headphones, which I'm not really sure why you want to change them, but I guess they're going to look different, so we'll see. Okay, so I'm reading it now. So there's one set of headphones for his glasses and one set without his glasses. So one actually has an indent built into it. So just so you guys know that, I'll probably just keep them as is without the goggles for right now, just so we can get them displayed. And I may change the head after, because we all love Hawks with his glasses on. Cut the tape around this. I think that might be it. Pop this open. It's gonna probably be loud. Yep. So, inside the box, we've got Hawks all as one piece. There's a little styrofoam block. I'm going to turn it around here. Let you see real quick. So, there's a styrofoam block right here kind of holding him up, which I guess it's kind of cool. He's got his sword, the extra headphones, and the glasses, and it looks like he is attached to the base already. So, that's a plus. There won't be any assembly there. Bakugo, you actually had to do a little bit of stuff. You had to put some explosion effects and stuff onto him. So I'm going to slide him out. He is both bubble wrapped on the bottom, and he's sealed. And yeah, just by himself, he's actually pretty hefty. So I'm actually surprised. So make sure you unwrap him carefully. You don't want any of the edges to poke off. And I can do that right down here. Slide this all down. Pull him out. The base shouldn't have any effect. And then he's got a little bit of kind of taped, not even taped, but it's kind of wrapped around. So you do have to be careful with this, because you don't want to break his little hair pieces here. So we're going to have to go very carefully around and just kind of wiggle that off and wiggle it off his arm. That's that. And wow, he looks really awesome. I'm actually impressed with how heavy this is. So... And then we've got his sword taped down. We'll just have to remove the kind of stickiness over here. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to pull his blade out. So we have his feather blade right here. And then, again, we have his other set of goggles and his other set of headphones and his goggles. So that's the trick they did, is they didn't actually make the goggles. So we've got extra headphones with a slot for his goggles to go into, because they didn't actually put the goggles going all the way back. So they'll probably go right into the headset. And then, we're not done yet. We've got to open the other end, I think. So we've got to flip this over. And it still feels heavy, so I think the wings are actually going to have some weight too, because it looks like we've got the wings here, so I got to cut these loose as well. So the wings are taped in as well. Yeah, so they're in a separate spot, which you have to open and then open. So there are actually several layers of plastic here, so you kind of have to cut through the clamshell, and I'm just going to do that right now real quick. Think that should wiggle it loose. Nope, we got tape on the other side. Oh my goodness, there's so much tape. So yeah, we got to pull this one all out. Oh man, yeah, he's got a lot of tape. So we have to basically take this one out, cut the tape, flip it over, and then redo it all over again. So I'm going to do this. Cut this one loose, put this giant one down, out of the way, and now we're going to work on this one. So they definitely seal it up nice. It's almost a pain how much tape they have in here. So we're going to do this, cut it all open, and hopefully get these wings out now. I think this is more of a pain than putting some of these statues together. But I will say, this keeps everything safe. So each wing has some weight to it. They are both bubble wrapped and wrapped with plastic. So these are kept extra safe. They're kind of sleeved in with some bubble wrap. And then we've got to unfold it and pull out his wings. So his wings are definitely pretty big. He does have a very high wingspan here. And they should just groove into one slot. So if you take a look, they'll just pop in, unless I'm in the wrong hole, let's say. Nope. So these definitely do fit in, and they fit in tight. They're very secure. They're not going to wobble. Let's grab the second wing here. Hopefully this one pops out just as easy. You do have to be careful because they are sharp, so they will poke through if you let them, which is what it's doing right now. And then we'll unfold this, pull out his second wing. I do like the colors on the wings. So here's his second wing. And that should slide right in as well. If I'm in the right angle, let's just make sure. Boom, it pops right in. And yeah, he definitely has some wingspan. And then again, he has his blade, which I believe slides into his hand. Yep. So his blade just slides into his hand like so. And you've got Hawks fully assembled. This is actually a very impressive piece. I'm definitely surprised with how the scale of how big he is. So I'm going to bring you guys in and let you take a look at all the details on this one, because there's a lot to check out here. All right, so I actually had to go in a wider view here just so I could fit him in this 360 view for you guys. As you can see, his wings are extremely large. So this one is taking me by surprise because I wasn't actually expecting it to be this big. But holy crap, I mean, he's got a presence. And it looks like Kotobukiya nailed it with Hawks on this one, just as they did with Bakugo. So I'm going to go and let you guys get a little closer with this now, because I've got to go farther away. I'm going to zoom in for you guys here so you can take a look. Now, if you watched the Bakugo unboxing, you'd know they're all kind of on like some kind of a stone-like platform or something like that. So this is very common. Now you can see he's got his shoes, his pants, everything are very, very clean, very well done. Try to brighten up a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better. All the fur around his jacket is very, very well done. Even the buttons, like every little detail here you can see in his pouches, his buttons. Everything looks really, really good. Again, you can kind of see his shirt inside, his belt there with his pouches as well. And I did actually change his face, or his head. So what you had to do is you have to actually pull his face off and swap the headset and just tuck in the glasses. So he does look cooler with his glasses, obviously. He's got his fur-lined coat, his giant feather sword, and that is actually even really big as well. I'm going to bring you over here to the back. I mean, even the way they made the pants have like a sag to them almost, like the tension, the wrinkles. I mean, everything looks really, really good. And then here we're going up, and we're going up to these big wings. Now, the wings look freaking crazy. Now, they did a good job with different color tones and stuff in the wings to just give that effect. And man, they do stand tall, and there's not one paint flaw or defect or glob or anything on these wings. They look so nice. And like I said, they weigh about as much as the figure itself does. So they did a really good job, and they paid a lot of attention to detail on this one because he came out fantastic. Like I said, I mean, just that wingspan is insane. And again, the face looks great. They got his little tiny goatee right in here. His little hairs on his chin right there that he tends to rock early on in the series. And again, he just looks terrific. So I'm going to zoom back out and let you see him all up in his glories. This is a big piece. So just so you know, again, He stands from bottom to top. I think it is a little over 17 inches. So he is a big figure. There's not even room in the actual space that I put aside for him with this My Hero line, so I have to actually adjust the shelves. I'm going to give you guys some comparisons real quick before I close this out. All right, so here he is with Bakugo from the same ARTFX J line, and you can see how much taller and how much higher he stands just in the presence with Bakugo. I mean, so they are, obviously they are scaled to the same size. Bakugo is, height-wise about as tall as Hawks, maybe a little bit shorter, but Hawks just, with the wings, just stands out so much more. And I'm sure you can display him without his wings. And I'm going to give you one more example from one that I've unboxed, just to kind of show how big he actually is. All right, so this is not the same series, but not even the same scales, but this is just to show you how big he is. Now this is the 1/10 scale Apocalypse statue from Iron Studios, and I've unboxed him on the channel previously. And you can see how this 1/8 scale Hawks actually is just a tiny bit taller than Apocalypse in the deluxe edition with the giant drill arm. So just giving you guys a scale of how tall this one does stand. So if you are going to get him, you're either going to have to display him without his wings or find somewhere that has some pretty decent clearance to display him. All right, here is one more kind of last minute comparison, just because I kind of forgot that I had this one on display as well. This is the Kotobukiya Hawks again, with this one right here that is a Kuji figure, a masteralized one, so one of the larger scale ones, and this is from the I Am Ready Kuji. And as you can see here, I mean, they're pretty much, they're almost right on scale with each other. I think the masteralized one is a little bit bigger, but man, like the details on both of them, I mean, you can see how big this figure is compared to everything else. So definitely, again, worth checking out. All right, so hopefully you guys can see me here behind this massive wingspan. But that's it for another very impressive piece by Kotobukiya. And again, this is the 1/8 scale ARTFX J Hawks from My Hero Academia. Now this is only version 1 because he did not have a version in the previous iterations. Like I said, Bakugo here is version 2 because he's the second one in the sets. Like I said, if you're going to go with one of these My Hero sets, you're going to pay a little bit more for them. But I highly recommend getting this second series of the ARTFX J because, again, as you can tell just from these two, they are much more dynamic and just detailed than what they did in the first series, which should be popping up right up here right now. They came out fantastic. Bakugo, as I said, I did back in 2020. Freaking loved it. I thought he was so awesome. And again, Bakugo is my boy, so of course I had to get this one. But Hawks, he was a favorite of mine as well. So I decided to pick this one up, and I do not regret it at all. He came out so fantastic. I love that they even gave you the option to put his glasses on or take them off, and even supplied you again with a different headset that had grooves in it for the glasses. The details on this are insane. Like I said, every little feather on his wings is very well detailed. The colors pop really nicely, and he just has a gigantic presence. Hopefully they're going to do an All Might in this series, because that's the only thing I can really see as standing up more than this. So if we have a dynamic posed All Might, maybe that would really be something cool. But I have a feeling if we do get anything in this set, it's going to be a depowered All Might. But we'll see what Kotobukiya has in store. Like I said, I have not seen anything as far as the villains in this line yet, but I know they came later down the row in the first series as well. We did our main heroes, and then we did some villains. So I have a feeling Once we have this set finished, which I did forget to mention in the beginning of this video, I have a Ravity from the set as well. Forgot they did her. I actually just got her recently from the Kotobukiya store, because if you ordered her directly from Kotobukiya, you got a swap out face that was a different part. So I think with the addition of Eraserhead coming next, that is going to be our hero lineup. And I'm feeling we're going to end up getting villains after that, which will hopefully, we'll maybe see Stain, probably see a fancier Dabi, definitely going to see a fancier Toga because she's a popular character, and we're probably going to see a newer version of Shigaraki as well. But all in all, I mean, this is super impressive. I highly recommend this one. If you don't have the space to display him with his wings, like I said, you can take his wings off and you can display him without his wings, and he looks pretty damn cool still. Obviously, you can put his glasses on, no wings, and I'll just kind of tuck him in with the rest of these figures. But again, he's something you can throw up on top of a shelf or in a shelf that is adjustable, like what I'm going to have to go do now. So I have to clear out the shelf that he's on and move it a little bit further so Hawks will fit in there. But all in all, I mean, 2 for 2 on this line, this ARTFX J line. Kotobukiya killed it here. And again, he is a little bit pricier. I think he's still available at some retailers. I believe his retail price was $179 US. But majority of places have been having a lot of sales and deals. I think I've seen him on Amazon for as low as 100, maybe 110. So if I do have some links, I will post them down in the description, some of my affiliate links. You can purchase them through there. It helps support me. It helps support the channel. And, helps me do more of this stuff for you guys. But all in all, like I said, I mean, I'm giving this guy, I think I gave Bakugo a 9. I got to give Hawks a 10. This thing is just freaking awesome. And I don't know how they could have done better with this. So he came out so good. I'm very impressed by this. I mean, the base is very, very minor. I would have preferred to see him maybe like on like a building or something, kind of like other than just the concrete or the blocks. The Bakugo, it kind of made sense. Looks like there was definitely making an explosion. There's some metal here from like a girder from like a piece of a building. Like there's some kind of a battle going on. It made sense. With Hawks, he's just kind of standing there on like some rocks. It would have been cooler to kind of maybe have him on like a building or a piece of a building, just to kind of make it look like he's on top of something getting ready to go. But other than that, I mean, he is phenomenal. And I highly recommend this one if you guys can get him and you can put him somewhere. So that's it for this kind of surprise unboxing, because I wasn't giving any hints I was doing anything like this week. And hope you guys liked this video. Hope you guys enjoyed checking out Hawks with me today. Hopefully you guys are as impressed with him as I am. And let me know down below what you guys want to see in this line. Maybe what you think is in this line. And if you guys want me to continue to unbox the rest of these, like I said, I do have Deku, Todoroki, and Ravity as well. So if you guys want to see more of these, let me know in the comments below, and I'll make sure to prioritize these over the other stuff I've been doing. But that's it for this unboxing. Thank you guys again for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.